Mexicans aren't taking any risks. They've arranged an American security detail, the Outlaws. Surveillance at every entrance. 4 men in the parking lot there to provide protection, unload the drugs, and count the money. Everyone is armed and antsy. One false move and all hell could break loose. The deal is wrapped up quickly. The transfer is complete. All the money's there. The Outlaws are particularly relieved. They may be tough, but...
What?
Dude has a recording device in it that I was wearing. And that piece of clothing has a recording device in it. And I'm watching him, and he starts grabbing the clothing, and he's going through it nice and slow with his fingers. And I don't realize I do it, but there's an audible sigh. You can hear me go, because I don't even know. I don't even know I'm doing it. And he looks right at it and misses it.
What?
And I live to fight another day. I live to fight another day.
Guys, we don't know what it would help a lot the story if we could see what the device looks like or what it could look like.
2 moving trucks enter the parking lot of the Brockton Holiday Inn. One is filled with drugs. The other is filled with money. A Mexican drug cartel is selling 40 kilograms of cocaine and 1,000 pounds of marijuana to Canadian buyers. The Mexicans aren't taking any risks. They've arranged an American security detail, the Outlaws. Surveillance at every entrance. 4 men in the parking lot there to provide protection, unload the drugs, and count the money. Everyone is armed and antsy. One false move and all hell could break loose. The deal is wrapped up quickly. The transfer is complete. All the money's there. The Outlaws are particularly relieved. They may be tough, but this is their first time working with a cartel.
Yes.
Now they'll get paid $15,000 for their services. Scott counts out the cash.
That's it?
He did it. He successfully tricked them. The cartel? FBI agents. The Canadians? Also FBI agents.
Canadians.
8 months later, a hotel in Nevada. Scott's been laying low, coordinating his undercovers from afar. His outlaw friends think he's going through a divorce. In reality, he's been diagnosed as overassigned after experiencing a severe stress-related panic attack. He's been ordered to take a 6-month timeout. He's been teaching during this time. His current class, ironically enough, is called Undercover Stressors. All the students have gone to bed, but Scott's only just returned to his hotel room. It's early 4 or 5 a.m. The drug deal back in November gave the FBI all the evidence necessary to arrest and imprison multiple outlaw members, but the operation has continued. Until today, the day of the takedown. Scott doesn't think he'll hear from any of them again, but then his phone rings. It's Scott Town, and he's concerned. He's heard some arrests were made, and he wanted his friend to know about it. He says he's going to take a shower and gather more information. He'll report back.
And the last words we spoke to each other were, he said, "I love you, brother." And I said, "I love you too." And that was the last words I spoke to him. And probably about 45 minutes after that, a SWAT team hit his house and he went to jail.
In the end, 15 outlaws were arrested as a result of Operation Roadkill. One of them was sentenced to 21 years in prison. Clothesline got 12.5 years. Scott Town, 7. The outlaws never saw their friend Scott Calloway again. The Ku Klux Klan emerged in the wake of the American Civil War. From the very beginning, they were racist to the core, raining terror and death on Black Americans. In the late 19th century, they flogged, tortured, and lynched politically active Black men, raped their wives, shot their children, and burned their schools. Historians consider them to be America's first terrorist movement.
Jesus.
Today, the KKK remains active, but only as a shadow of its former self. Fewer members, less influence. However, burning crosses is still one of their favorite things to do, and they've stayed true to their roots. Naturally, as a terrorist organization, they have to act in secrecy. You might assume that infiltrating them as an FBI agent is not the easiest feat.
So you may ask yourself,
Well,
how do you contact the United Klans of America? Well, it turns out the group I was looking at had a hotline.
Scott starts talking to a guy named John Jack, a Klansman whose passion for Jack Daniels earned him this nickname. Scott tells him he's got the number from a group of bikers he met at a gas station. It's a plausible story. Scott looks the part, and his time with the outlaws taught him how to play it. Biker gangs and white supremacists often run in the same circles. Jack starts talking about this rally that's coming up. Vendors, burning crosses, country music, the usual. But there's a problem.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, Scott. I had a band lined up, but the singer just got locked up, and I really don't know what the hell I'm gonna do about music. And I thought, this could be my end. And I said, did I happen to mention that I'm a musician and a singer? I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring my acoustic and my PA system. When I get there, you can come meet me by the car. I'll strum a couple of tunes for you if you think I suck. And he's like, oh, hell, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Scott doesn't know that he just signed up for something far more sinister. April 21st, 2017. It's the day of the Ku Klux Klan rally.
I got lost multiple times until I finally drove up on this empty, I don't know, lot fenced in the middle of nowhere, but it wasn't hard to spot because the Nighthawks, which would be the Klan members in all black, who were the security force, are all standing at the gate with guns. And a lot of these people were felons.
Scott's ready for an interesting time. He's been to plenty of biker gatherings, and perhaps this will be similar. During his mission, Scott will be taught the KKK's constitution and bylaws, studying the Black Klansman Handbook, which he'll learn to refer to as the Koran. He'll become familiar with the original mystic insignia of the Klansman. He'll learn this all in class with a K, so that he can pass the K-Uno test, a prerequisite to getting fitted for a robe. K-Uno stands for character, honor, duty. It's getting dark, and he's been invited to participate in a naturalization ceremony. He has no idea what this means, but all the newbies are doing it. He'd stick out if he didn't. And that's how he finds himself in the middle of a field, blindfolded, holding the shoulder of the man in front of him, a gesture meant to signify brotherhood. They are told to raise their right hands and repeat an oath.
I do swear from this moment forward
And then they tell us to get down on our knees.
to fostering the welfare of the white race
So I'm on my knees, blindfolded.
and further the work of America's greatest movement.
They take my blindfold off, and there's a Ku Klux Klan member in a green robe, and he has this sword, and he kind of knights me.
The United Klans of America.
And then we all hug, and there's like a little bit of a celebration.
Why is it
and
green?
I'm not sure what happened. And then it hits me as I'm walking to my truck. I'm like, I think I just joined the damn Klan. Yep, that's what that was. So I got naturalized in the Ku Klux Klan that night.
Scott's time at the KKK will end up being relatively short-lived. The case isn't really going anywhere. And there's another group coming into focus, a far more dangerous one.
In the FBI, we started encountering more violent type extremism, not the KKK types. We're talking advanced neo-Nazism. And it led me to an accelerationist group called the Base.
The base mission will provide to be far more extreme than anything Scott has ever seen.
A network of violent white supremacists.
An extremist group known as the Base.
Violent neo-Nazi terrorists.
Paramilitary group called the Base.
Interesting.
On August 11th, 2017, crowds of people marched through the campus of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, chanting racist and anti-Semitic slogans. They were protesting the removal of a statue of Robert E. Lee, the famous Confederate general.
Yeah.
The next day, they were met by counter-protesters, and things quickly turned violent.
Interesting.
Then they turned deadly. A white supremacist drove his car into a crowd of counter-protesters, injuring 35 people and killing Heather Heyer. For some, the
35?
Unite the Right rally was a wake-up call, surprising proof that white supremacy persists in America. To others, it was a grim reminder, and frightening evidence that white supremacists were feeling emboldened enough to come out of the shadows. The first accelerationist group emerged in 2015. They called themselves Adam Muffin Division. They'd been inspired by the writings of the neo-Nazi James Mason, whose book Siege had become a sort of Bible for accelerationists. The book denies the Holocaust and attacks homosexuals and Jewish people. It also calls for organized violence, specifically for the formation of terror cells prepared to wage war against the system. Initially regarded as fringe or even cringe, accelerationism steadily gained traction. By 2021, roughly 90% of white nationalist groups identified as accelerationists. That same year, the U.S. Director of National Intelligence identified racially motivated violent extremists as the most lethal domestic terrorism threat. More than other white supremacist ideologies, accelerationism insists on the importance of direct violent action, the kind of action taken by the people they call saints. Like St. Tarrant, or Brenton Tarrant, the Australian white supremacist who attacked 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand. He killed 51 people. Or St. Ruth, for Dylan Roof, who killed 9 people, all black, during a church service in Charleston, South Carolina. This is the kind of action accelerationists believe in. Action that will further destabilize society, that might finally lead to societal chaos. They are explicit about this. Roof, for example, said he'd hoped to ignite a race war. Failing that, though, the purpose is to inspire more violence, which is exactly what such attacks have done. Scott Payne just signed up on Facebook. He's about to publish another racist post. His goal is to get banned. But nothing happens. A fellow agent points out that he doesn't have any friends. He adds a few people, and that does it. He's promptly kicked off. Okay, well done. Next up is Gab, a social networking site well known for its tolerant stance towards far-right users. He participates in forums with names like Whites Only. This will further elevate his credentials. On July 15, 2019, he writes an email. I've been seeing your stuff, and I'm definitely interested. Survival and self-defense. I like it. The next day, a ping.
Thanks for contacting the base. You can learn more about us on our official Gab account at the base.
Jesus.
If you're interested in joining, please provide the following info to begin the vetting process.
The base is a white supremacist neo-Nazi group. They were just founded a year ago, and they are accelerationists through and through. Their plan entails assassinations, sabotage, and acts of terrorism. Their targets are black people, Jewish people, and anyone they consider traitors to the white race.
They want to do guerrilla warfare tactics, so it's murdering people and disappearing. It's poisoning a water system, taking down a power grid, derailing the train, anything to cause chaos.
The idea is that after the collapse, the group's cells scattered across the world will form white ethno-states led by white supremacists. This event, total societal collapse, has a special name, the Boogaloo.
Okay, well, things that
Now,
that
Scott is trying to join them. They ask for his name, White Warrior 88, and his age, 44. Scott Payne is actually 48, but he knows most base members are between 18 and 25. He wants to seem as young as possible. Sex, race, location, military experience, fitness level, special training, and organization affiliations. Here, his past undercover experiences pay off. He mentions the Klan and biker gangs.
So here I am, approximately for a week or more. I'm emailing back and forth to somebody with a Proton email account. And they're asking me all kinds of questions about my ethnicity, what I can bring to the table, what is my history. And I laid out a story that I was a old biker, shocker, and a former skinhead from South Carolina.
As Scott would find out later, the owner of that email account was none other than the founder of the base himself. Online, he's known as Norman Spear and Roman Wolf. He's been on the public's radar since 2018, but his true identity is unknown. That is, unless you're in the FBI. Ronaldo Nazzaro is 45, American, born in New Jersey. He'd worked as a contractor in Iraq for the Department of Justice. Now he's in Russia, but it's 2019. You can organize neo-Nazis into a network of accelerationist insurgents from just about anywhere. The email exchange continues for less than a week. Then, Scott is invited for a phone interview. It's supposed to take 30 minutes, but ends up lasting an hour. Now, both Scott and the base have a 24-hour grace period. After that, Scott will need to make the decision. Does he truly want to join?
I passed the test, and they bring me in. And they asked me, hey, where are you located? And I said, in East Tennessee. And they said the closest cell to you is in North Georgia.
That's where Scott will have to pass one final test.
If you feel like you failed the test, but you still get invited in. At that point, yeah, you want to do it because you want to do the other job. But what if you set up to kill traitors? You know what I mean?
An in-person vetting session. August 2, 2019, Rome, Georgia. To Scott, the men look more like boys. He knows that one of them is the leader of the base's Rome cell, but that's it. They tell him to step out of his truck. Scott isn't wearing a wire. He knows they'll check. But hidden in his truck is a tracking device, put there by his case team. As long as Scott is near his truck, his team will be able to find him.
I'll step out, shake hands or whatever, and he says, hey, I need you to put your phone in airplane mode. And I said, okay. He pulls out this wand thing that I'd never seen before. It looked like a Geiger counter. It had a big triangle card in it, lights all over it. He wands me, and I pass because I'm fine on anything. Then he starts wanding my truck. No big deal. Until he starts going to the back driver's side of my truck, which is where the case team placed my tracker. That thing he's holding in his hand starts going crazy. The closer he gets to the back of the truck, it starts beeping, 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 beeping. I see colors going on it. I'm like, oh no, man, it's picking up the tractor.
Scott braces for a fight. He's alone. His team knows where he is, but they have no idea something is wrong. But he gets lucky. The other guy wonders if the device is picking up the power line.
And he walks over and it goes crazy. And he's like, damn it, yeah, whatever he says. Yeah, it's the power lines. Hey, follow us to another location.
Okay, everything is done. Brother, wouldn't you be scanning it anywhere close by though? Why that particular spot? Like,
Scott has to act fast. He has to get the tracker deactivated.
And I'm calling the case team and I'm like, hey, you need to shut that tracker off. And at first they're like, well, we can't shut it off. And I'm like, you have to shut it off. And they're like, well, if we shut it off, we're not sure. What if we can't get it back on and we lose it? I said, here's what I'm telling you. Whatever they have is picking up the tracker. If you don't shut it off, this is going to be a very fast undercover because it's going to be over as soon as we get to where we're going.
They arrive at an abandoned concrete plant.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is great. How many movies have I seen where somebody's killed in an abandoned concrete plant? I hope they got the tracker on. They pull out the wand, they won me. And I passed.
Scott is in. By this point, Scott's been around the block. The outlaws, the Ku Klux Klan. But nothing could prepare him for what comes next. Scott has been with the base for over 2 months now. As a boy, he loved camping with his parents and friends. He'd explore the woods, go fishing. But the camping trip he's just been invited to isn't like the ones he used to go on.
oh, it's called
The list of things to bring contains some unusual items. Weapons, ammunition, and the same kind of camouflage. Flecktarn, worn by the German military. This is no ordinary camping trip. This is a hate camp, an extended training session to prepare members for the Boogaloo. Hand-to-hand combat, weapons drills, grappling. By now, Scott has attended a number of similar training sessions, but this one is different. It's longer, 3 to 4 days, and it's bigger, with base members coming in from around the country: Texas, Alabama, Michigan, Delaware. He's familiar with many of the men he'll be camping with. At least he knows most of their online pseudonyms. Can't Go Back, Ison, Punish Snake, Dima, Big Siege, Zoomnat, all from out of state. And of course he knows his fellow Georgia cell members, Helter Skelter and Pestilence, who vetted Scott back in August with the cell leader himself, TMD, the militant Buddhist. Everyone knows Scott by his code name, Pale Horse. When you're an undercover agent, some cliches are true. Scott has learned to expect the unexpected, yet he fails to expect what would happen at the Halloween hate camp.
I wake up to pounding on my window. Pale horse, you gotta wake up, you gotta wake up. I'm like, what's up, man, what's going on? They're like, hey, you gotta get out here to see this. I've been doing undercover since 1996 at this point. And I have never been with a group of people where I had to burn Bibles, burn American flags. I damn sure wasn't part of a group that went out and stole a goat and we sacrificed it at a pagan ritual and drank its blood. And I did all that in 3 days with these guys.
After they decapitated the goat, the group comes together for a barbecue. They roast the goat over an open fire and have it for dinner. All of this, of course, while tripping balls. It's impossible to know what blossomed in their brains that night, what hallucinatory horrors they saw. If their drug-fueled fantasies were anything like their sober ones, then they dreamed of death and destruction, of killing Black Americans, Jews, anti-fascists, and communists, of the Boogaloo. Scott has become upsettingly familiar with these fantasies and with the beliefs that produce them. Behind each pseudonym is a young man, and within each young man is a darkness. The militant Buddhist's real name is Luke Lane. If the Boogaloo requires it, he says he could kill his dad. Pestilence is Jacob Cotterley. He believes Hitler is still alive.
What?
Michael Helterbrand, aka Helter Skelter, says he'd have no problem killing a commie kid. Punish Snake, a former Canadian soldier who'd been doxxed by an undercover journalist, gets emotional talking about it, but he knows he'll have to kill his ex-fiancée when the Boogaloo kicks off. She's half black. Scott Payne records all of this, and as he earns their trust, he records more.
And we did more and more trainings through that Saturday, but by that Saturday night, we went back down to the holy site and had a bonfire. And that's where the American flags were burned. That's where holy Bibles were set on fire. and everybody's screaming, death to your, F your Jewish
Bro.
God, death to him.
He's LARPing. He commits to his thing. Bro says he's mega racist. Dates half black. Like, are you chilling or what?
America. And when that training camp ended, that's when I advanced even more in them trusting me. And that's when TMB and Pestilence started bringing me in on murder plots that they had.
It's more than 2 months later, and Scott is back at TMB's farm, the 100-acre property where the Halloween hate camp took place. For the last few weeks, TMB has been talking about another camping trip, but he's been cagey. He doesn't want to share information via chat.
Wait.
Scott has convinced him to meet. He wants details. It turns out the camping trip isn't a camping trip. It's a hit job.
TMB creates a separate chat room called the camping trip. What he's saying is we're going to kill somebody.
Their target is an active Antifa couple.
It was going to be me, TMB, Pestilence, and Helter Skelter. We were all going to make entry into the house. TMB wanted me to go with him to kill everybody, while Helter Skelter would be covering out the window to make sure no cops were coming and stuff like that, or help. And then Pestilence was going to set the house on fire. But in the planning of everything, at one point, Helter Skelter says, hey, if you don't mind, I'd like to pop my cherry on this one. That confused me because it means something completely different to me. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he said, I would like to actually put a bullet in somebody's head as well.
So you didn't have to do it,
After casing the house, they begin the next phase of the murder plot, planning.
It was pretty extensive. Like, you go to a camping site, we leave everything digital, everything phones, everything there. We go. Scrub ourselves at a pay-by-the-hour motel. We tape our pants to our shoes, our gloves to our shirts, Vaseline on eyebrows and facial hair. See, this is all to avoid leaving DNA for law enforcement. At one point, TMB had done research, and he said that he read that the first time somebody kills somebody.
At that point, why don't I just wear full hazmat, and then you still tape everything so, like,
somebody,
I don't get it.
They lose control of their bowels. So he was suggesting that we all wear adult diapers. I didn't tell him that I'd killed somebody before, but I told him I think I'm okay. I don't need any diapers. I was just as shocked when I got brought in on this murder plot as most people were. But while this is going on, the Baltimore cell, which is Can't Go Back, and Eisen and Punish Snake, are planning to go to this Second Amendment gun rights rally in Virginia that they thought was going to be the kickoff of the Boogaloo and the D-Day, the race war. Their idea was they knew you're going to have a bunch of Second Amendment people there, militias, 3%ers, you're going to have cops, you're going to have protesters. What if you pop a couple of rounds into that crowd, nobody know who's shooting at who, and everybody starts shooting each other? That could be the set-off.
Scott and his team know they have to stop him, and there's no time to lose. The pro-firearms rally is on January 20th, 2020, just a few months away. They jump into action. The next weeks are a flurry of activity, meeting, coordinating, and planning. Finally, the day of the bust arrives.
It's a Wednesday, and I'm in Rome, Georgia. I pick up Luke, who's TMB, to go to lunch, and we pull out, and as I'm driving down the road, I knew what my ruse was going to be. I was going to say something was wrong with the truck, but sure as you know what, the truck made some loud sound I've never heard. I didn't hit anything. Something just went, and I was like, did you hear that? He's like, yeah, and I go, man, if my brake calipers are frozen again, I'm going to be, because that did happen. So I took a left out of his neighborhood, pre-planned by the SWAT team, and I pull up tight to a fence. And as I go, hey, I'm going to get out and check the truck. So I'm walking around the back of the truck. Another vehicle pulls up. He doesn't know who they are. I know who they are. They're part of the case team. And the guy says, hey man, you need any help with that? And I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's you. What are you doing in Rome, Georgia? He goes, what are you doing here? I'm like, man, I haven't seen you. And as I'm doing that, there's the distraction. Here comes a Bearcat with a SWAT team over the hill, barreling down the hill. But Luke's looking at me, not at the car coming. And when that thing's coming, I jump in the back of the agent's truck and I'm like, go, go, go. And you could hear the SWAT team giving commands. And luckily, the arrest went down without an incident.
The next morning, SWAT teams arrested Eisen, Can't Go Back, and Punish Snake.
Essentially, we kind of tore down the base.
Luke Lane, aka TMB, was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Jacob Cotterly, Pestilence, got 13. William Bilbro, Eisen, 5. Patrick Matthews, Punish Snake, and Brian Lemley, Can't Go Back, 9 years.
So,
according to a recent Guardian article, the base is enjoying a resurgence. Its founder, Ronaldo Nazzaro, continues to live in St. Petersburg. Scott retired in June 2021. At his retirement ceremony, attended by friends, family, colleagues, and top FBI brass.
If you have some form of notoriety in that way, whatever, right? Yeah, you automatically become almost kind of useless. No, it's too much heat, too many people looking at you, whatever. I mean, like, you can't.
June 30th was named Scott Payne Day.
That's interesting. No, not the undercover guy. I mean the bad guy. I mean the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like if you're a bad guy, and now you have a name that the media knows, like the fucking everybody knows, whatever. Like it's kind of too much heat.
I think this is the dumbest thing you've ever done in your life. I think your general knowledge of where you should be before fights is 0. Literally like this. Butthole 0. Where the
fuck is my Ramatra?
Oh, there's my Ramatra, bro. In fucking
Eastern Detroit.
Here's the problem when you guys do what splendidly you do. But yeah, make sure you look at what's going on right here. The Genji's trapped right next to you and you're shooting a Life Weaver. Like, shoot the Genji. Don't just, you know, shoot random things. I'm a bit dumb, at times. See, the thing is, I don't think this is dumbness. I think you're just like not paying attention. It's not like you're like stupidly feeding. You're just not looking at your screen. Most of you guys don't play the game with your eyeballs. All right. Nice. All right. All right. All right. Let's see what's going on. What makes you go from here all the way to here? Can I ask why? Pondering. I'm not sure. I'm not sure either, to be honest. So don't do that. Make sure you're holding your space. All you're doing going back is going, come here. You guys can come in. Come on. You guys are invited. Come on. Like, we have no choke presence anymore. We have no corner. All they have to do is walk past us. They can spread out. They can take all the space. Whatever you want, just hold the corner. Put your shield down, use your trap, hold the corner. Remember the Splatoon analogy, where you are playing as a tank is the rest of your map control. When you go from here to here, they immediately get all of this. But if you play here, they're still trapped over here. Don't just back up for no reason. You're backing up for no reason. You're the captain of the ship. You dictate where we hold. Look, because you backed up, look at everybody. Now it's a free point. It's free real estate. Okay, calm down a little bit. We don't need to be shooting at random stuff. Good job. What are we doing? Do you play with a headset? What's going on? The Moira just faded right next to you. You hear her, and what do you look? So you tend to do this thing where you wait for things to walk into your crosshair, right? Like this, right? Watch. Look. Watch. Guy to your right, you hear him. Guy behind you, you hear him. You're like, who's there? There's no one there. Look for the people. Don't wait for them to look in front of you. And then look at this. Moira fades, and you turn around, and you're like, where is he? Where is he at? Look for the Moira. Don't just look for the air. What's making you back up here? I guess we're down. We are down. I'm not mad about this, chat. I guess we're down. We're backing up a little bit. We're giving them some space. You leave your cast out to dry. You pop your ram form when they're 6 miles away from you. I like that. So the idea with your ram form is that you punch people or you use it to live. If you're gonna back up at full HP and ram form, what's the point? And then you throw a trap just to trap them. That'll do like what, 3 hit markers? That's cool. And then you won't be able to walk in at it. So what's the goal with this trap? If your goal was to go in and follow up on the trap, you can't. You're a mile away. I mean, his CDs suck. All right, I'm not mad about that ult. Check the box for what? Oh, bad CDs? Okay, yeah, we can check bad CDs. But I want you to use your ears more. I was just calling out bad CDs. Do I not call bingo? Yeah, Teeth, you're slow for sure. Here's the thing is I want you to be okay with changing targets sometimes. I'm not saying do 1 damage to everybody, but you just killed somebody. You killed the Genji's dead, right? His Doomfist is low, but like, look, there's a Lucio in your asshole 1 HP, and you hear him. You're taking damage from him. You know he's behind you, but you're chasing the Doomfist. Just turn around and kill the Lucio. You're very I don't really know the word. I wouldn't say tunnel vision. Nice, there we go. I'm glad that you're not afraid of making plays though. No, awful. Absolute dog shit. Nothing but dog shit. Why are you just chasing the Doomfist now? There's a Moira and a Hanzo right in front of you, very killable, but you want to just tickle the Doomfist. In what world, and when you are almost the last one alive, do you kill this Doomfist? Play for the carry. Obviously, you're gonna lose, right? You're probably gonna lose this fight. You guys are down. It's not going very well. Try to clutch here. So far, Joker, I think you're playing pretty okay, but it's almost like you invite a chaotic fight. Bro, you look like the people. He can't even turn. God. We're watching a console Lucio player stacking with Crispy Caramel and Ree-hee-hee-hee-hee. All right, let's take a look at our comps here, chat. All right, so we're solo healing Lucio. You just sent me the most useless VOD of all time. Ree-hee-hee-hee's dumbass needs to go support. Nah, what am I watching, bro? Why did you send this fucking VOD? Where even are we? I can't watch this. Where we should, brother. The loose. Okay, so you said, are you ready to watch 25% off sensitivity Lucio? Please turn your sense up. What do you mean help him? You fucking help him. You're letting him solo heal. You guys are in a 3-stack. Ball Lucio Ash. Go a fucking support. You help him. He can't even turn. You want me to help him? Tell him to turn his sense back up. He can't turn. Oh, look at him turn. Whoa. You know, this could be a lot worse. Okay, so our entire team is full HP and we're amp and heal. Skullface, what was that about? Help me, brother. What's going on here? What do we? I was drinking sake. Okay, drunk Lucio on the console on 2 sensitivity. Okay. Yeah, listen. I'll let you know, bro. No wall is safe when Skullface is in the lobby. If you're a wall and you're in Skullface's lobby, you better watch the fuck out, bro. Wait until there's someone in front of you, okay? Calm down. Play your role. I earned my 20% accuracy. Listen, you don't need to just spam. I think you're just doing things just to do things for fun, right? You're just like shooting things, you're shooting this, you're shooting that. But I want you to take your time and really shoot at people. You know what? I gotta watch Ree-hee-hee-hee, bro. What's this guy up to? Okay, dude, this whole fucking squad is up to no good, bro. What about Crispy? This whole, dude, you just rolled through everyone and missed. Oh, this fucking, bro. Crispy Carvel submits the VOD review and says our main suspect is Skullface. What about this whole fucking stack, bro? This stack's a fucking mess. We're up to no fucking good, dude. It's a fucking Make-A-Wish Power Rangers. What the fuck did we just beat, by the way? Oh, half their team is dead. What did we just beat? Oh, bro. What the fuck is going on? Go get him, bro. Get him. fuck, bro? Where are you going, bro? Shoot somebody. Dude,